Hello, and welcome to another week at the bungalow. Finally getting some render. We've got Paul and his team with us, and they're cracking on, masking up and protecting our windows and doors. Also masking up around all the soffits and the overhangs to make sure where the render hits it doesn't stain. So we've gone for a thin coat, I believe it's called, render, made up of about 2-3 sort of layers, 2 sort of base layers, and then a primer, and then the actual silicone coloured render topping on top of it. So they've been here a day or so, and they've been doing the corner beads and the bell cast for the bottom of the render. Done a nice job of masking up. So once that bit done, they then crack on, and we get the first layer of the thin coat render, which almost looks like normal render, just sort of sloppy version, and then the mesh goes on top of that. And then it gets a primer layer, and then the actual silicone top layer on top of that. And it all seems to happen really quickly. So you go from this bit to them actually putting the silicone topping on within the next day, for instance. And here you can see that process happening. They seem to work in sections. So they get the base layer and all the beading on in a sort of sensible amount they can get rendered over, because once they start on the silicone, that's it, they just keep going until that section's completed. So they like to get to a point where they can stop and have a sort of hard line, so whether that's a edge or a corner or a bead. Also, the weather has to be good. They don't want any rain, because that'll ruin the finish. So you have the one guy applying it, and then right behind you've got another guy sort of smoothing it off and getting the edge just right. So this is the bit before they apply the silicone. So this has had the second coat and the primer on it to give it that white. But as you can see, it sort of looks patchy. So this isn't quite complete. Although they did do a lovely job of protecting our roof. But here, the bit they're working on, or the bit they've gone through this morning or earlier on today, this is all done and you get a nice solid colour.
I think so.
So they've gone all the way around the side, they've completed the front area all the way around, and then here they've come to a nice stop. And while they're finishing off, masking is going on the next section, so the windows are getting masked up, all the edges, the overhang, ready for them to start again with the base coats and put all the beading on. So this is once they finish masking up, so they've got tarpaulin all the way down the back of the building. And you can see on the bottom left there, the beads are going on, or the corner beads are going on. So these first coats are mixed up. They're a sort of bag of powdered mix. Looks like cement powder. and that's mixed up. Once again, really runny. And this once again has had a first coats. You can see it's sort of patchy, waiting for its top coat. But all the beading's there and it's all blended in. It's all one complete piece. There's the corner beads on the concrete boarding. And they even mask up around all the guttering and everything so they don't get anything on it. So here they're doing the underside of the overhang and the beadings on the uprights. And they've already finished the upper part of the gable end. There's like an expansion joint halfway up the wall. And here you can see the nice neat finish against the overhang. Cheeks of the dormer, all the concrete poured, just waiting for the beads to go on. Just to seal up all those soakers. And here on the opposite side you can see how the drip bead goes up. It just seals up the joint. There's a finished joint between the two roofs, and this has had the second coat. And the corner bead on the cheek. More of the corner bead going on the upright. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. And here looking along. A bead on the edge there, making it look nice and straight. And this is the process of the first couple of coats. So the base coat goes on with the float, and when once the section's done, the mesh gets put into place, and then once that's smoothed down, another layer goes over the top. It gets sealed in between the two coats. Here we've got the extra bit of concrete board we put underneath. Let's had its strip B put on. Waiting for its top coat. Far end gable. Expansion joint in place. Scaffolding's come down. And as we head round towards the back, render shows off those bifolding doors nicely and really ties everything together. Got the timber work to go on the back wall. But she's not quite the small bungalow she once was. Other gable end with the new gas meter and electric box in the wall. All the services nicely together. And here on the balcony with the overhang, downlighter's already fitted. Balcony is just waiting for its decking to go in place. And the detail of the render board all the way around the inside of that. And there with the render ties down onto the aluminium capping. And it makes for a nice neat edge down onto the tiles. And then for the face. Just leaves me to thank you very much for watching. And we'll see you again on the next one.